Yeah. All right, my
More
friends.
like auto.
All right, my friends, we are back. I apologize for that. Hopefully, we don't have that problem anymore. My internet or my computer is running a little slow, but we are back up and running and recording. I'm just waiting for my players to get back on the table. Ro is
change the password, man.
what?
Yeah, the new password makes it harder to type.
Sorry, guys. I needed to change the password. I'm not going to go into why because I'm live now.
Oh, we know. It's just the new password takes longer because I keep messing up the new password.
Yeah, I know. I got you,
no.
though. But yeah, I apologize to anybody that was viewing. If you catch that BS video, I'm going to be posting to YouTube later. It's going to look like crap for, something like 20 minutes of us yakking away at stuff, listening to somebody talk about... Oh, look at that. It was actually 19 minutes and 49 seconds long, according to my phone.
Checks out.
Anyway, Ro, please explain to me this whole guns are sighted for short people BS. I'm really curious to know what his faulty logic was. Or their faulty logic, I should say.
We were at the gun range, right?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. He was butthurt that he wasn't shooting well. So he blamed the firearm, saying it was sighted for short people. Because dude is like 6 foot tall, and my mom and Lance, my stepfather, are like 5'4", both of them. And I'm like 5'7". I'm like, I shot just fine with this firearm. I don't know what you're talking about. No, his excuse was that the guns were sighted for short people because I'd borrowed it from my mom. And I'm like, one, it's now a constant running joke at the dinner table.
Oh, yeah.
Freaking hilarious.
Oh, yeah. You can't let that one go.
No, we never. It's great. But the icing on the cake was he made this comment about a SIG. The guns that are generally well known for being properly sighted out of the box.
And I said he was probably pretty sour. So
Rev, get back on the table. We're waiting for you.
Oh,
So there you go. We've
let me
caught
get
you
on the
up to the
table.
punniness.
Yeah. No, just in case anybody out there is confused, or maybe they need to be re-taught, relearnt. I know that's not a word. Guns are sighted, and that is it. They are not sighted for short people or tall people. They are sighted. If a gun is sighted to an individual, it's still going to remain relatively effective for anybody else, especially pistols.
The biggest difference is going to be for left or right-handed shooters.
And even then, I don't think it's going to be much unless you have the whole left eye, right hand cross dominance thing. There's a term, I can't think of it. But
Me.
yeah, like
I have that. One, I have that problem, and two, my astigmatism is so severe, I can't drive at night. So if I have anything with a scope that's adjusted to account for my astigmatism, no one else can use it.
right, but that's a
the same
scope.
way of saying that.
That's a
Exactly.
scope.
That doesn't apply to iron sights that came out of
Exactly.
the box.
Now, I will say that typically, and I would
You're
imagine
not
in
showing
most
up on my
cases,
list. Do I need to restart my game?
you might have. Yeah, you might have to. The thing is iron sights are. They come. I know in the military this is the case. I imagine it's a very similar process in anywhere else. Guns coming out of the box are going to be mechanical zero, or should be, which means they have like basically a default setting that you then have to adjust for individual shooter preference, or individual shooter specificity. That was a hard word to say. Holy cow!
I was assuming some might have red dots or something on them.
Yeah, and so like taking somebody else's firearm and using it when the sights are set for that individual specifically, I could see some inaccuracy, but it's still, at the end of the day, it's still a damn gun. Generally speaking, point and shoot, it's done. Like,
I know. That's the brain dissonance for that to come out of someone's mouth.
Yeah, I know. That's so. Oh my god. Cited for a short. What was their arms shorter than yours? Like, and also, like, hold on. He is. You said now. I'm gonna be ragging on this dude, and I probably shouldn't. But I want to point out one other flaw in this dissertation, if you will. He said the weapon was sighted for short people. And you said he's almost 6 feet tall.
Yeah, he's several inches taller than I am, and I'm 5'7".
I'm gonna restart Steam because you're still not showing up on my list.
All right, sorry. Everybody else is here, so I don't know. I imagine it's on your end. Excuse me. But yeah, 6 feet,
was I.
almost 6 feet. 6 feet. That's not tall. Sure, it's taller than the average person.
No,
But that's
the
not
average
tall.
human male height across the planet is 5'10", so he's about an inch or two above average, and the average
Damn, I'm
human
below
female is
average in
5'4".
height.
No, I said for across the unit, across the planet. The
Oh.
individual averages per country are different. For example, like the United States is a little taller, several Asian countries are a little shorter, so on and so forth.
Yeah,
Boy, boy.
What's the United States average?
probably about 5'11".
You'd have to go look it up.
I think it's
5'11".
I think it's either 5'11" or 6'1". I have those two numbers in my head.
Yeah. I just wanted to point out he's not exactly very tall either. Just
No.
throwing it out there.
I'm not. I'm like 5'7".
No, we're not talking about you. I'm talking about this.
Oh.
What was his name? Austin?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So the other thing that amuses me to no end is the man across the street keeps calling code enforcement on me, so I dumped sharks in his pool.
Okay, I need more. I need more information. I'm pretty sure these sharks are not actual legit sharks.
One, it never happens. It never happened.
Okay.
We know that off the bat because the inconsistency of the story is too ridiculous. 2, you don't throw sharks at anybody because sharks are freaking expensive. 3, his excuse when we pointed out, so where'd he get sharks was, oh, there's an aquarium down the street. No, there's not. We know where you live, honey. 4, that would just murderize sharks. You don't just go throwing poor defenseless animals into things that'll insta-kill them. That's just rude.
Yeah, like taking them from
Sharks do
saltwater
not
and putting
survive in chlorinated pool.
And
Yeah,
chlorine.
there
Yeah.
are basically no fish that'll live in a chlorinated pool.
Yeah, no. Not to
Well,
mention the
that's the
fact that even beyond that, we're talking about saltwater versus freshwater.
Mm-hmm.
That makes things
Why did it-
really dicey to begin with.
Why did it take me to a tutorial?
Oh
Did
my
you
god!
click
what
on the
did
right
you
game?
do?
You might need to verify your installation because it sounds
No,
like
no,
you
no.
broke something.
I'm in now. I closed out of the tutorial and got to where I needed to be. I don't know how I got to the tutorial.
I don't know
And
either.
You probably had
I'm
a
scared.
background update or something weird.
I'm scared. I'm not scared. I'm just saying.
Well, I opened up a Google Doc to start working on one of my ad reads, and text that I had not written started popping up in the blank Google Doc.
Oh, you're getting hacked, my friend. It's the CIA. They're coming after you. They've heard the things
Right?
you've said.
Uh-huh.
Rev, it is your turn for an intro, unless Ro has something else. Like we've already been sitting here for so long.
We
Burning
do
time.
not want to get the
Yeah, we should we
Austinisms
should
are
continue.
indefinite.
Yeah.
You want to move on.
Yeah,
I have so many. I could have as many as he has puns and ad reads.
that's scary. That is a scary, scary number right there. Rev,
I've known the
please.
guy for like 6 years, so
Yeah. Rev, go ahead. Take it away with your intro/ad read, and then we'll go ahead and get started with this slugfest.
Come on down to the fine establishment that is Evans Escutcheon. We have drinks of all sizes and shapes, meads, ales, champagnes from afar. Come and imbibe what you will in the safety of this bulwark from society, and rest and relax. And remember, at Evans Escutcheon, a friend is always welcome at this
Oh my
shield.
God. He had to do that one.
I think he knew it was coming.
I should have known that. I was totally expecting something else. A different style. But no.
Yep.
No, a friend is always welcome at the shield. Damn it, Rev.
This shield. Because it's Evans Escutcheon,
Yes.
which is a type of...
I thought so. I thought
I
I'd
threw
heard that.
I threw Bulwark in there too for you.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. So real quick from my end, obviously I'm Omar Krieg. Hello, I am the commander and host and whatever other stupid things I say regarding the Krieg Dominion. Yeah, here we are. We're at Blood and Glory. We're like, I don't know, 20, almost 30 minutes in. We haven't even done anything yet because one, I had a power failure. And now I'm waiting on my third player to finally rejoin the table, and it looks like they're coming in now, so they'll be here in just a moment. Let me refer to my notes that I didn't even open. Oh my god, I am off to a great freaking start here. This is amazing. I had so many files open too. I had notes, I had character sheets, I even had the calculator open. So then I had to power flicker, rebooted my computer.
Can I have their reroll tokens?
You have reroll tokens in front of you.
Can I have their reroll tokens?
No, you cannot.
I don't care. I can just steal his then.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. You guys stop fighting.
It's a matter of who steals
not
who's first to
fighting
be able
over
to use
them.
it.
I'm going to enjoy using up all of his reroll tokens because he's collecting them in the same pot.
I can't with you guys.
I'm
I
firmly
can't.
convinced my character will live forever.
I'm confused.
At this point, I want to flip the table for fuck's sake. Jesus Christ, man. God damn. Alright, let me get this. Let me get my notes. Let's see. Previously on Blood and Glory, we had the Royal Easter Feast of 490. It culminated in a family member of Sir Vidamar's crew, specifically his brother, Sir Eoric, basically saying, F this, I'm out. There was an encounter the following morning between Eoric and Vidamar and Sir Everhart, and more words to the effect of, screw this, I'm out. I'll get the Earl involved if I need to.
I just asked him a question.
And then, yes, you did. And then the next thing we know, the Earl is basically telling Vidamar to get his shit under wraps, to get this back under control. Otherwise, things are going to get nastier, or something to that effect. And then, of course, we had to end last week's session, or excuse me, the week before's session, probably about this point in the stream, in fact, due to some personal matters that suddenly came up. And then, of course, we didn't meet last week. But here we are tonight. We are here in the Battle of Lindsay. It's been maybe a week or so under March, as you guys have moved north from, where the hell are you guys from? Salisbury. Everybody, the entire army of Logris is assembled. If you recall, there was a siege of Lindsay last year. In previous years, the Saxons have been incredibly active. There was a new king and a cousin, King Octa and Eosa the Giant, Duke Ulfius, and I can't remember the Duke of Lindsay. They've been actively engaged at fighting off the Saxons. Duke Gorlo was recently brought back into King Uther's good graces by submitting because of Excalibur, something that your characters had something to do with in recovering Excalibur.
From the lake of something. I don't remember what the lake
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
Duke of Lindsay Lohan.
Oh my god, stop. Anyway, yeah, you've been under March for probably about a week. There is something like 2,000 knights and 5,000 men of foot, or men of arms, whatever you want to call them. These are all King Uther's people. You've assembled at Lincoln in Lindsay, and all the great lords are present to do battle, and it looks like the Saxon army is numbering something close to 10,000. So you've got you're a little bit outnumbered. But overall, it's looking more or less in your favor. Here's things that we see. First off, King Uther will be leading the army from the center formation. You guys are part of it under Earl Roderick. So the center army, not necessarily the best way to explain it, but the center group is led by King Uther, and it consists of Earl Roderick and all of his people, which are you guys and a bunch of others. And then Duke Gorlo has the left flank, and Duke Ulfius has the right. This is not very well represented on our board. Our board only pertains to specifically our player characters. It has been noted that Uther has the better troops, so he'll have a bonus. And apparently, Merlin has been casting some of Merlin magic stuff, because apparently there's been some omens that the Saxons are looking at as being not so good. Also, the vast majority of the Saxons in front of you are on foot. And of course, a lot of your, obviously your knights are all mounted. So you'll have some bonuses in that regard there. Couple of things to point out. You guys should be familiar with the 1d6 for however long your passions last. The big fat black Wow, I really probably should have chosen a better color or a better choice of words. Oh my god. The big 12-sided die on my side of the board is our turn counter, because this battle is scheduled for X amount of rounds. I'm not going to tell you what that number is, but the turn count is somewhat important. As you see on the board for both you guys and the viewers, each character is at the head of their own formation. Each character is then followed by their own individual house knights, appropriately numbered for each player, and then followed by their own, we'll just call them footmen, men of foot, men at arms, whatever term you wish. You guys have 2 reroll tokens apiece. During the battle, you will be losing people. One of the things that we discussed briefly before the stream started was that I am going to allow...
Protect the president.
Yeah, get down, Mr. President is as it's sometimes called in other campaigns or even other games. Basically, if a player character takes a heavy hit, they can elect to have one of their house knights, if they still have any available, they can have one of their house knights take that hit for them, but that may or may not have narrative consequences later on down the road. We're not going to be doing... No, Eorik, there are some NPCs that are not available for such plays, such as Sir Eorik, Sir Seth, and I forget his name, but Farwell had a half-brother bastard that back in like 487 or something like that basically said he wanted to go explore the world and hasn't come back.
Well, I do have a question about Eorik.
Yeah.
If he is, because he said he would participate alongside Sir Vidomar in today's battle.
Doesn't mean he's gonna sacrifice his life.
He may not
Yes.
sacrifice his life, but could we put some sort of marker on one of those, and if he takes damage, then Vidomar dies in the battle, or not Vidomar, excuse me, then Eorik dies in this battle and becomes a non-issue, because that could, in theory, happen. It seems unfair to put plot armor.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, no, I don't. On him in particular, you're right, because I do recall him being in the fight. What I don't remember was if he was actually going to be specifically under Sir Vidomar, or if he was going to be placed somewhere else in the lines. I don't remember that conversation taking place.
No, because you told it was the the Earl?
Told
us to get the situation underfoot, and that there will be no attempts on his honor, and so it was that, and that he would talk to the Earl later.
Yeah, so I was just saying, name one of the knights, Eorik, in his group, and that knight won't be available for Get Down Sir President, but he will be available if it comes his turn and he gets wounded in the fighting.
Yeah,
should it come to that.
Yeah. I will name this one here. I just don't want it random.
That's the only thing I want to interject with. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's a valid thing.
It just seemed unfair for the problem child to have plot armor.
No, you're right, and he is in the battle, whereas Sir Seth is somewhere else in the battle, not necessarily here, and the half-brother is on another continent, so for them to not be present makes sense.
Right.
But for Eorik, because I don't recall specifically if he was... I think I may have considered putting him under Earl Roderick directly, but also... Earl Roderick may not have been like, yeah, screw all that. I don't care what your problem is. That's your place in line, and don't you screw it up. Although he may also, and not that Roderick was, because I've never played Roderick to be quite that crafty, and maybe he was hoping the problem would resolve itself on the battlefield. But because I've kind of looked at Roderick being a little bit more goofy than that. I don't know what other word to use. But anyway.
Simple.
So,
I think
so I don't know about simple, but easily amused and not really one to put his hands too deep into his own pie, because that's not his job, he thinks. Or something to that effect. So, for the viewers, this first round or two or more can be a little bit slow, because this is our first big battle using the battle rules in, I want to say it's Appendix 4 in the Pendragon Core Rulebook. I do have like Cliff's Notes of those rules to follow, but we may be referring back and forth constantly just to make sure we're getting everything right, or trying to get something close to it in order to keep the battle going. For my players, this is something of a scripted battle, so if you've reviewed the rules for battle, it will say something along the lines of make sure you're keeping track of your individual actions per round because it will translate into a certain amount of glory earned at the end of the battle. Based on this scripted battle, for lack of a better thing to call it, there is a certain rate of glory that you're going to be receiving based on this specific battle versus that more general set of rules, if that makes any sense. If there's any questions, let's hear them, and then otherwise we'll go ahead and get started.
Nope.
Everybody good to go? Everybody ready?
I guess
Yep.
so.
All right, good. Awesome. All right, so the first thing is, again, there's not going to be a lot of maneuvering. It's going to be basically rolling against various tables. I may grab like a chunk of people and like scoot them forward just to represent that, like for instance, we're about to do this. The first round is going to be the big charge. I'm just going to be like, I'm going to grab everybody and just run them up. So let's go ahead and do that right now. This is not going to work the way I wanted it to because of the way there's so many bodies on the freaking table. Okay.
Oh, I just realized I'm not next to Everheart. Whatever. So sad.
All right, so here's the Pitton boys moving up. That had a nice sound to it. Here's the Stapleford boys moving up.
Can you can you swap the Stafford boys and the boys from Stafford?
What? Stafford?
Or not Stafford.
I mean,
my brain.
if you want to switch this up, I guess.
Yeah.
Be careful where you drop them. Because of
I'm not touching them.
I know who
I've
it
learned my
is.
lesson.
I know who it is. He's a little
I
bit.
thought you were doing it to be fair.
I was, and then he started moving people around too. Don't touch anymore. Leave him alone. Leave him.
I'm not. I'm just hovering. Jeez.
Wait. Oops.
Yep.
I was trying to mouse over it. I'm not sure how I'm moving, and I'm trying to put it back.
Actually, I probably. Okay, hold on. That doesn't look pretty. Whatever. That's representative of a charge. Whatever. All right. So yeah, this is the first charge. I need someone to roll. Where am I?
Well, actually, in knightly combat, the
All right,
knights would
stop
form
it.
together in a
Stop
single
it.
wedge.
Stop it. I need. Hold on. Let me see if I'm reading this right. Jesus Christ. I thought I reviewed this enough earlier, too. So Uther needs to make his battle skill roll. So let me roll that real quick. He's got battle of... Jesus Christ. 20.
Please roll good. Oh.
Well, it's a roll. I'm rolling a 20 or under. Look at that. A success. All right, so no modifiers on the next bit, which is... players then make their lance skill rolls versus the corals that you're fighting, not corals. And I need to look their stats up right quick.
Oh no, I forgot to open my character sheet.
Yeah, you're gonna need shocker. What page is this at?
Oh my lance skill is 10. The default lance skill.
You have
so
passions.
easy.
A reminder, you have passions, but there will be consequences if they don't go well.
There's consequences if your passions don't go well? I've never heard of this before.
I've never had a fight with
Hey,
my...
hey, hey! I would like to avoid being slapped silly, thank you.
Table D4. Alright.
Because I'm pretty sure my wife is nowhere near here.
Alright. We'll go in order of glory. So starting with Rev, who has the highest glory of the player group. Rev, once you get your character sheet open, go ahead and make your lance roll. I'll be rolling against a
But
10.
I can go ahead and roll a d20.
Yes.
Just. Oh, I had my character sheet open when I lost power. That's not great.
Do keep in mind, you are mounted, they are not. So when I roll against a 10, I'm actually rolling against a 5. And you get to add 5 to your skill level.
Yeah. I'm just having to move my view around because the d20 sits underneath the chat window for me. Can we move my d20 to the other side of my name?
You can move your whole camera. You know that, right?
Yes, but it's just I have to basically go
Press
to like a.
and hold middle mouse button and then drag your.
I know
around.
exactly how to move my camera. I don't
Oh,
like the
he
angle
can't.
that
He
I
can't
have to
move
my
the.
camera to.
He can't move the dice pad though because I locked it because he likes to move shit around and fuck with me. I mean, mess with me.
What's the battle called, by the way?
This is the Battle of Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Yeah. All right, Rev.
All right,
your dice
oh.
pads are available for you to reposition as needed.
Okay.
And then once you have them set, I'm locking them. I wouldn't put them right next to each other though, because of the way the dice roll around.
Okay, so my lance skill is a 21. No, I'm kidding.
Wow. All right, what's your lance skill?
15,
+5 or including the +5?
not including the +5.
So 20, and you rolled a 12. I'm gonna roll against a 5. You definitely hit. Go ahead and roll your. Not that it's terribly important, but go ahead and roll your horse charging damage.
Okay, just double checking that.
Actually, we don't
66.
even necessarily need to do all that because.
Well, it's weak damage compared to my axe, so I always have to double check.
No, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and roll. I don't have a hit point number listed in this table that I'm looking at, so it's a little weird. 22. Yep, there. Yeah, whoever you hit, I'm gonna roll a basic dexterity of like 12 or some shit.
Actually, when charging into a formation, several troops in a row would likely be
Okay.
hit by the charge.
Okay, yeah, all right. Take your nerd glasses off and calm down. Yeah, you effectively skewer that guy. Who's next? Who's next on the? Oh, that would be Sir Dallin. What's your? You said you had a 10 for your lance.
Yes.
Okay, well, now you're rolling against a 15, because you're mounted. You succeeded with a 3. I'm rolling against a 5. And I failed, so go ahead and roll your damage dice and see how badly you skewer somebody. Not that I have a hit point number. That would have been nice to have.
I don't know, it seems like these rules are skewered.
You're skewered. Alright, and lastly, Sir Vitamar. What is your lance skill?
10.
Alright,
Plus
rolling.
5 for the.
Yep, rolling
mounted.
under a 15.
Wait, how did I end up with a better lance skill than everyone else?
You
You
put points
probably
in it.
you must have put points into it, and I just barely
Yeah.
missed the defense on that one. So yeah, you go ahead and roll your damage dice for your
What was
for
the
your
damage
horse.
for the lance again?
It's not the
Oh,
lance; it's the
horse.
horse. And are you riding?
Horse.
Wait, oh, real quick, are you riding a charger or are you riding Farvel's courser?
I don't know why I would be riding a courser in battle.
It is an option. But the charger would be probably the default that you would start
Yeah,
with.
that's
So
It
alright,
would
yeah.
also do more damage than the charge.
yeah.
The charger
What?
charger is 6. The courser is 5. I want to say without looking.
Yeah. So
Go ahead.
if, what 6?
Yep.
Yeah, 66. I'm just thinking about when someone said 66 and they're like, I get a 66 automatically?
I remember that too.
19.
Okay. That is the charge itself. Results. Followers' fate. Each player rolls their own battle skill to see how the people under their command, their own levy, how they do.
And we're rolling the battle skill to check that?
Correct. And it's so starting with Sir Everhart. I need your battle skill. What is your battle skill?
13.
Okay. So you'll need to roll 13 or less. 13 is of
I
course
was
a critical.
debating-
Oh,
I
you're
was debating
passion.
Let's save it for the first round.
Yeah,
I'll just go straight roll.
when you go into the melee phase or the melee rounds. All right, go ahead and make your roll.
Wait, so
2 success. Stand by 1 second, Talis. I know
yeah,
you're.
I'm gonna wait until my turn. It's all good.
All right, so 10% losses. I don't remember how many you have in here, so I got to do some counting real quick. Oh,
Wait.
yeah, I do. Hold on.
I have a success, so I got 10% losses?
Yeah, you lose 2% of your people here are killed in the exchange, and then the other 8% are just wounded.
That surprised me on a success.
Yeah, it's worse for a failure, and even worse for a fumble.
Okay, so I have 90
Alright.
footmen.
Yeah, so Rev has 78. I'm gonna grab 7 of them.
Did you say TWO or TEN percent
For which part?
for losses?
10%.
I just clear. Okay.
Yeah, 2% of that, so 2% is killed outright, and 8% is injured.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then
How many of them are gone?
The injured ones.
No, on the of the Saxons.
oh, they're there more for visual aid. So the 2 I just deleted are dead. These guys are what's the word I'm looking for here? Injured.
Injured.
So I'm just gonna kind of set them back, and I'll do this. Set them here. That's your injured tent. All right. And then
So I'm not supposed to,
go ahead.
I'm not supposed to keep track of how many men my men killed.
It's not as relevant as you might think it is.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, Sir Dallin, I need you to make your battle roll, please. And what is your battle roll skill number thingy?
10.
10. Okay, 10 or less.
Damn, I have the highest one, really?
4. You also lose 10%. Dallin is going to lose 6 people. I don't want to do it like that. So, 1, 2, 3... Jesus H. Christ. Okay. That's going to be 5 right there. And 1 more. And so we'll say 1 of those is killed, and the other 5 are going to go into your injury tent back here. And then I need to actually update my numbers on here. Grab my pen off the floor because apparently my cat was getting into it. Let's see. So he started with 78 minus 7. He is now down to 71. Sir Dallin is now down to 54 people, and they are all still engaged. Sir Vitamar, make your roll, please.
I have a 15.
All right. Oh, you know why you have battle? I think I may have Oh!
Bruh, what the fuck?
That is
I
a
use my reroll.
Yeah, that's a great idea. You don't want to know what happens on a fumble.
No, I'd rather not know.
I do want to know what happens just so I can.
Okay.
75% loss.
Yeah, 75% losses, and
Alright.
and the survivors are routed. So his formation would have just bolted. Okay, that's a
that's a
success.
success.
That's better. That's a better number to work with. All right, you have a total of 90 in your formation. So let me get situated here. All right.
That means 9 in total should be pulled out.
Yeah,
With
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. 9, and then I'm gonna kill 3 of them. Wait. 2%.
No, it's 2% death. 2% of 9 would only be 1 unit.
Okay. Alright, there we go. And then put them back right there.
Yeah, the next time he would lose 2 dudes, I think.
Yeah.
Meh.
And then Sir Garrett has a battle of, since he's on the board and participating in this fight, he needs to make his rolls. Sir Garrett's battle score is a 12. Let's see how he fares. Oh, that's not good. Well, you're about to see what a failure is. 50% losses. Oh boy, fucking god.
Gareth doesn't have a reroll token.
Sure he does. Let me change the color on this one real quick. We're gonna make this one purple so we know that those are mine. Let's see, what do I gotta roll again? 12, I think? Yeah, 12. Hey, look at that. Alright, Sir Garrett. Oh, I gotta take away. So he's at 81 now. And Sir Garrett has 64, so that's 6 dudes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 is dead. And the other 5 go over to the injury tent, or whatever we want to call it. Okay. that takes care of that. All right. So next, I need.
Wait, so I'm only down 1 troop so far and a few injured, right?
Yeah, I mean they're out of the fight as far as that's concerned.
I mean, they're out of the fight, but
Yeah.
okay. Do I need? I guess the question is, do I need to make sure that? Do I need to count how many people are injured?
You might want to keep track for narrative reasons.
Okay.
If you lose all of your men-at-arms, like the rules don't specifically state it, but I can, as a GM, obviously I can make you do anything. That's not entirely true, but if you lose all of like a massive bit of your formation, like your own house knights might be like, I don't know if we want to stick around and make them do like an honor or loyalty test.
Yeah.
Or otherwise, they'll bolt as well. In fact, I could even, depending on the situation, I could actually push that all the way up to the player character, also having to make some sort of honor or loyalty roll. Otherwise, you yourself bolt, just to keep with the narrative theme. All right, the next step is going to be a 3d6 roll. I got to get to the right page though. Not 249. I had this. Where is it? 237. So this is going to be
It's page 241.
241. You know what I'm talking
half
about?
of
Yeah.
that table.
Yep.
I'm assuming
so-
you want the melee events table.
Yep, the melee events table. All right, so this one is going to be. So this is now the round 2 is where we're at now. So let me go ahead and update the turn counter. Bloop. Okay, now for this, it starts off, check each player knight's status. Everybody is still mounted. Nobody has a prisoner. Nobody's on horse. So 3D, so is it, do I roll 1 for each player or 1 for the, what is this? Hold on, let me see this. If alone, roll 3d6 to check the following for each player unit. Okay, so every one of you is going to roll 3d6 individually. So we'll start with Sir Everhard. Make your 3d6 roll, please. And I will point out before you roll, I will point out that if you roll triples, it has a different meaning than rolling, say, 12. If you
Okay,
go ahead.
So what is this to determine?
This is the melee event. It's kind of like a random event that takes place during the battle, which can have an impact on the overall course of the battle. So you rolled a 12. It says could go either way. Let me see what that means. Modifier, no modifier for you for this round. And then the unit battle roll. Only unit commanders and knights who are alone make battle rolls in melee. Modify. Wait, what? This roll determines opportunities of the moment or the lack of them. Okay, let me see what my notes say, because I'm starting to get myself confused here. So that's for Rev. Roll Uther's battle roll for the formation and check the results on 241 and 2. Alright, we'll get to that in a minute. So Rev, you have no modifier. That modifier will be applied on the follower's roll. So the roll that we just did to determine how many casualties your formation took, that is the follower's roll. What you're rolling right now, the 3d6, will give you potentially a modifier for that roll, as well as a possible different situation that may come up. I may not have explained that very well, so try to bear with me, please.
What?
Yeah, in Rev, in your case, you got it could go either way. You have no modifier for the for your next follower roll. And then for Sir Dallin, if you could give me your 3d6, please.
Okay.
I like how they're colored now, the dice pads.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool. Especially ways it's an accent color. It's not like the whole thing.
Yeah.
Also a 12, the exact same numbers, in fact. Go ahead. Yeah, there you go. Roll yours. You got an 11. That is going to give you The same event or same result. So,
Okay.
all right. So the next thing is Uther's battle rule for the formation, and then I check the results on page 241 and 242. All right. So he's got a 20 for his battle skill. Rolling a 15 is a success. Mounted versus mounted, or foot versus a foot. We are mounted versus a foot. Melee event's result was 9 or more. The unit can engage or withdraw. Otherwise, treat as engaged. So we are engaged. I want engaged units. Fight. Use the battle enemy table to find the knight's foe for this table. Melee battle. Just symbol. Okay. So we are. So everybody is effectively engaged in the fight. I'm going to move everybody up against. All right. So if your formation is immediately on, I really wish you didn't do that. I appreciate you moving it, but it almost fucked me up because right as you grabbed it, I was like literally a half second behind you. Huh? Yeah, it was already like you. I clicked and it was already lifting up, so it kind of screwed me up a little bit. Anyways,
quick question: since we're not taking any of the enemy numbers down, how is it a battle of attrition? It's just we have to last until X time.
Something to that effect, yes. But different things can happen along the way. For instance, the formation that you're fighting may itself rout, which will give you a chance to possibly assist another formation. If that makes sense. So like your formation right here might cause one of the enemy's formations to falter and break and run away in fear, and you then have the chance to either attack. Narratively speaking, it would happen, or not narratively, it would happen based on various rolls through the course of the battle.
Okay. I was just saying, would it happen with a 3d6, or is there several different rolls it could happen under?
The 3d6 could make it happen. Conversely, if, for instance, if you... Okay, so we saw Talus almost fumble his battle roll, which would have caused his unit to rout. And if his unit routs, that means theoretically the Saxons could push up or do something.
In the middle,
but your other units, without digging too deep into the book at the moment, one of your fellow units could try to rally your forces to get you back in the fight.
Okay.
In theory,
I was just confused because I didn't see a chance for them to roll a fumble in order to rout, and so that was why I was asking.
Okay, so everybody is currently engaged with the unit. Jesus Christ. Engaged with the enemy. So your options are find the enemy, which they're right in front of you, and then melee. I'm kind of directing this one a little bit more, and there's a few more options available. And again, this is our first time playing it, so trying to look at it and trying to see it actually take place. I'm starting to see some of the pieces fall together, but not all of them yet.
What are the other options, just out of curiosity?
For the moment, because you are engaged in this round, your options are either find the enemy, which they're right in front of you, and then the other one is melee, which is what you're about to do. Battle melee is handled just as... So, find the enemy, the book says, use the battle enemy table to find the knight's foe for this round. The foe is likely to change every round. For the melee option, it says battle melee is handled just as a single melee combat round, applying only to the player knights. Player must keep track of their results to determine glory, etc., etc. And then...
Why did we not determine our knights charging? It seems like we left all of our house knights out of it so far.
It's assumed. I don't know a better way to explain it. Like, when you guys rolled your charge, and then you rolled your followers' results, or followers' fate, or whatever the fuck it was called, that was kind of implied.
Oh, okay.
So you're rolling... So what'll happen is, for most of the rounds, effectively what'll happen is you're going to roll your character's action, whether it's a melee attack, in some cases it could be a charge, or any other thing, and then you will roll your character's battle skill to determine what happens to the formation that you're leading. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah.
And then...
Well, that makes sense because we counted for our infantry and ourselves, but so like when I roll for my knight, it also counts for my knights too, so like we killed like 8 chorals when we charged in, or is it just counting for me when I kill the choral?
It's counting mostly for you. Your knights are, unless I see something that I've missed, your knights are basically going to be meat shields for you. If that makes any sense.
Weird.
I mean, that's kind of where I'm looking at it. Like, because I know, like in the past when we did Mirkwood Creek, we had like everybody was rolling everybody, but that was also a different system or different set of rules, because that was more for the hell was it called, skirmish rules, which are covered in the combat chapter. This is the actual battle meant for where you could actually manage literally thousands on thousands and determine.
I get it. But maybe because I haven't seen the whole rule set yet, but so far it just seems like it's opportunities for us to lose, not really for us to win.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I think I was supposed to also be making battle rules for followers' fates for each of the enemy formations, which could get tedious. Let me see what my notes say for so King Octa is the big guy on the other side. So here's what I will do. I believe each one of those enemy formations is 50 chunks of 50 people. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah,
I was just thinking more like a battle roll for them, for a chance for them to rout.
Well, that's what I'm going to do. So King Octa, which is the commander of the Saxon Center, has a battle of 19. So I'm going to do a follower's fate for him. Well, keep in mind, King Uther has a battle of 20.
Yeah, no, I know.
So that's a success. So that means, how many different formations do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 5 is 350. So that's 35. Let's see. I'm going to just pull them from here. So, damn it. That white hand's messing me up, Talus.
I was just assuming that like each one of them would have their own leader and just roll again, just pick a couple of battle numbers real quick and decide if they rout because of a bad sergeant.
I think what I'm going to do is...
I'm using sergeant.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. So here's what I'll do.
I'm using sergeant in the more medieval.
Yeah. So there's like 7 damn formations in front of you. What I'm trying to do also is avoid having to roll like 7 times every turn to see what happens to the Saxons in front of you. On that hand,
honestly, if it means the odds not stacked against us, I'd rather you make 7 quick rolls.
Max, go lay down.
Yeah.
The book should have specified the exact number of units on the field, and it should have specified the number of rounds each side was willing to stay, because this is out of your book, the campaign.
Yes, and in the campaign,
you have to roll for everyone else that isn't the player character decided. Welcome to the land of DMing is evil. It's just this particular one is number. You happen to, if we were rolling in skirmish rules, it would be much easier on you, but we're not.
Yeah.
You're unfortunately having to do a lot of the back end.
Okay. So
in the future, if we have another battle, you can actually pre-roll all of it. You don't have to roll it at the table, but you would have to still sit and do it.
Yeah, and that actually would make a lot more sense to pre-roll the individual battle.
But yeah, this is the first time we're going. Yeah, this is the first time we're going through it, so it's just being weird.
Yeah,
and unfortunately, you can't pre-roll more than the first few rounds, anyways.
Because anything can happen.
Changes.
Yep.
And if we disengage in some way, we have to make decisions on what action we take.
Fumble. One of these formations just crumbled. 75% losses, 25% are captured.
Why don't you do a dice roll for like 1 through 4 and pick who's
opposing? 1 through 5, I guess. Yeah.
No, I said 1 through 4. Which one are we facing? You know, who? Because kind of there's 2 facing you at the same time.
I mean, I guess I understand what you're saying.
Or do 1 through 5 and pick it that way. Whatever. Yeah. I was offering an option to make it an easy decision. Because obviously one of the backfield.
That's a lot of math. Hold on a minute. I gotta figure out how to crunch 75%. That's gonna be like 38 out of 50 that are basically out. Oh wait, hold on. I had a calculator. This is exactly why I had a calculator. 50 times.
If they fumble, do they auto? I'm asking this for us too. But if they fumble, do they auto route or is there a morale check?
Hang on. Why is this not? Oh, my number lock was off. Okay. 50 times 0.75.
You know when you lose power, your settings on your keyboard change.
Shh.
Do they really?
Shh. Alright, so basically...
Yeah, they're RAM, not ROM.
Oh
What?
my god. I mean, you're not wrong, but god damn it, Rev. Alright, so that group, along with...
Oh, I see. I see who gets the routed unit.
No, I'm trying to make this easy on me, okay?
I'm
Calm
giving
down.
you. I'm giving you a hard. I'm giving you.
I know you're giving me a hard time. You're good at it.
What's next? When are you throwing the Thanes in, huh?
Yeah. Fuck around and find out. All right, so 1/3 of this group is actually been captured.
Oh, you see
So-
that unit reserve? It's just all Thanes.
Yeah, really.
That'd be fucking scary. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, these guys are captured. These
Turns out Sir Lancelot defected. He's leading them.
All right, and these guys, I don't have a, hold on. Rotate. No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to rotate them the other way. This one, and then this one, and then...
Why don't you just pull out 2 of the side slabs table things on that side and throw the dead on one side and the wounded on the other? And then
Yeah,
they're captured on the
I mean,
third
that's, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So this is dead.
In the inane period, while he's doing math, I'm excited to be grilling some T-bone steaks tomorrow for dinner.
one. Nice.
I have them
All right,
marinated
so
right
this group here, where all the people are, those are dead. The one in the middle is captured, or excuse me, wounded, or whatever, and then these are captured, and then your guys that are injured will go just
Are
to
just in the
rear.
backfield.
Yeah. So these guys are actually captured. All right, that was that formation. Now I'm gonna move on. This poor little group right here. Oh, this group is actually routed too, so they're gonna be turning the fuck around.
They would be in the backfield because they were running away.
Oh yeah, they're definitely like back this way, running away. And then for the next group, I need another 19.
now. I just realized this is Saxon math.
That joke that
There's
you made
a-
before that I don't remember exactly how it goes, but I got you because Saxon
There's a-
math or something.
There's a curriculum. There's a curriculum of math that was called Saxon math.
10.
That was-
oh, 2 are
Kind of like the
killed.
brand name.
So we'll just do 1 dead, and then these are injured, and then these guys, same thing. Yeah, at this rate, we
We're
may
fighting
not.
Saxons, right?
Yes. All right, that was
Wait,
that
so
formation.
Why was it the top group? Did he roll 1 through 5 or no?
No, I
It
just went left to right or something close to it. I'm being
Okay.
lazy. I'm being kind of lazy because there's a bunch of formations on the field, and 10% is 1 chunk of 5, and of that, nope, this way. 1 is dead. The rest are wounded. And then the next group. Success, nominally.
If it makes you feel better, they only have like 1 or 3 Saxon Thanes. They're really the
leaders of the group.
leaders. Yeah.
Next one. 14 is a success. I know what I'm going to do too is the formation that's directly in front of you. I'm going to roll them at the same time you guys roll yours. Because that way I can at least get some sort of not being fucking back and forth so much. Okay. This one right here.
Oh god. So I just read through the battle rules,
Mhm.
and there are no tactics in the Dark Age. There's just smash your head against the.
Yeah, that's pretty. Oh, I got one more formation to roll still.
Oh, really? God. Okay.
It's literally you run in until you die and then you run away.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
That sounds
Got
about
it.
right. Alright. I think do it for now. Okay. Now, let's see. That we'll count that from the last round. 3d6. I'm gonna roll a 3d6 just for all of them.
Check,
the
check,
whole,
check.
The whole group there, because I'm not trying to do that 7 damn times.
My microphone was acting up. I'm just double checking through the lighting up that it's actually working. I was gonna say, yeah, the Thanes are kind of equivalent to Earls, so they would be pretty uncommon.
9 total, no triples, that's no bonuses. Okay, now, you know, the one thing I didn't... Ro, did you see anywhere in the battle rules what is rolled by whom to figure out who exactly you're fighting on each of those enemy tables? Or is it literally just a 1d20 plus any random modifier that comes up?
You have a battle. Your battle should have a descriptor of who exactly we're fighting, assuming you're running out of a campaign book and it specifically calls for a battle.
Yeah.
Now, if it just said, hey, run a battle for him, then yes, you would have had to randomize it for us. But
So
if they gave you specific...
So you are fighting Saxons, and we are using that particular table for the one for the Saxons. What I'm trying to figure out is when, where, who, how it determines what bonuses or modifiers for that what looks like a d20 roll to see which Saxon enemy you are actually fighting in that particular melee round.
Yeah, do you see the section where it says battle enemy tables?
Yeah.
These tables apply for early years, so they have supplementary charts in the campaign book. Well, it just tells you about how the damages and stuff work. So yeah, basically they're saying that the quality of the people go up the higher the number it is.
Yeah.
So if you look, like, if we're looking at just knights, this is our generic knights we're fighting versus generic footmen versus generic Saxons. Yeah. Like, if you roll the top, they brought freaking giants with them.
Yeah. Yeah. Small giants.
Well, and the berserkers have special rules. They don't get normal rules.
Yeah, usually they have an uncontrolled attack option.
Wait,
yeah. And all the people who are listed in bold are mounted, I think. Or and some of the tables they're mounted, some of them are not.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see, or am I just gonna be like roll a 1d20? So this gets added.
It should. The 1d20 roll, I'm betting, is probably against a skill check somewhere.
Oh, so
it should be
go ahead.
in the beginning. You should see the preparation from battle, and it should have the instructions for you as the DM on how to set it up.
Yeah.
Do you see that very first section? It's Battle 4, and it tells you this is what it is. This is why it's acting like this. This is why everything's so dumb.
Are you talking about on page 240?
238. It goes to you and explains everything, and then it gets into 240. Yeah.
Oh, determine player not
You're supposed to
scale,
determine the enemy.
Duration, strategic, and then tactics modifiers. Determine enemy. Yeah.
You're supposed to do that to begin with.
So somewhere along the way they may have fucked this up, is what I'm hearing. Not fuck it up, but like.
Well, the campaign should have given you stuff to do.
It didn't. I can double check too, because I'm going off of memory from multiple weeks ago. I don't think the campaign gave me very specific, other than how the basic course of the battle runs.
Yeah, because like you have a high commander, 3 battalion commanders, and then within the battalion, generally, we are all together under the same commander.
Yeah.
Unless there's very specific reasons.
Yeah, so it just says for a certain number of rounds. Like, again, I don't want to give away how many rounds this.
Yeah, because
for tension and drama reasons, it says for X number of rounds, run it normally, and then on round XX do this, round XX that, do that, and then on round XXX, something else happens. It doesn't give much more Much more than that. I mean, it gives me some other numbers like skill numbers for the battle skill numbers and stuff like that. But
Yeah, and keep in mind that this is the first battle, and the tables provided are for the early of any portion of any campaign.
yeah,
So
so
battles
we'll
towards
just
the end of
do-
the venture have their own tables apparently in the campaign book.
Oh, probably. I haven't gotten that far either. So we'll just do.
Oh, it says so in the core book. It says that advanced battles in the campaign have their own tables in the campaign book.
That makes sense. All right, so we're just gonna do a basic 1d20 to see
I
what.
would recommend you probably you roll 1d20, take whatever the half is, because it doesn't make sense for us to be fighting high-end people at the very first battle.
No, you're right. And some of these are actually pretty damn high end. All right. Actually, we'll just do a d10.
Yeah, that's right. You have actual dice sitting on the table. I've been looking at the PDF, so I forget
Oh
about that sometimes.
no! Get back here.
Did somebody just steal your die?
No, I had this. If you look at the table, I had my own extension, kind of like a drawer, and I had the 10-sided die sitting on it. But I freaking clicked, instead of clicking on the die, I clicked on the button that closed that extension, so my die fell. All right, so your first opponent for this round for all of you is another Coral. Sir Everhart, make your attack roll, please. I will be rolling against a. What's the number on the left for again?
Am I charging this, or do I get the option to use the sword?
This is melee.
Okay,
You're
so
mounted in melee.
yeah, so sword.
So you have +5 and I have -5. Give me just a quick second. I'm trying to figure out. I believe I am using. These are corals with
Yeah.
a spear. Oh, 5. I guess the other one is if he throws it.
Yeah, so you'll note that for the ones that have both a melee and a ranged weapon, it has the ranged weapon after the comma.
Or after the slash, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
So a
That's
level
what I
4
thought.
quarrel is a 11/5 spear,
So it's
3d6
11
damage, 1 armor.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
shield.
11 for melee, but 5 if he throws it, I guess, is what I'm reading.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure where the slash is coming from.
Do you not see the slash on the PDF?
I see the
What-
slash, but I don't understand why they're
Just to
slashing.
Oh,
confirm-
because it's. Ooh, that is a good question. Because there's one for the bow, and there's only one thing you can do with a bow, which is to shoot it. Whatever. I'm rolling against a 6 because dismounted.
Oh
That's the
yeah,
only thing
the
I can think
first
of.
skill is the skill applied to the primary weapon, and the second applies to the secondary weapon. And if no secondary weapon is listed, assume it is a dagger. So for anybody who
Oh,
doesn't have two
got it.
weapons
It's a
listed,
spear
the
and a dagger.
secondary skill is for their dagger
That
skill.
makes sense. That makes sense.
So by default, it has 11 spear, 5 dagger skill.
Yep.
It does 3d6 damage based on its strength.
Yep,
Has
yep.
1 armor, yes, a shield.
Yep. So I'm rolling against a 6 because I am dismounted, and you're rolling against your sword or axe +5.
I'm rolling against my my sword.
Okay.
Um,
+5.
Right now, is this individual shielded? Actually. Okay.
Yes, they have a shield.
Okay. Can't use my. You ruled before I can't use my two-hander on sword or on horseback, which
Correct.
doesn't make sense. But,
I hear you.
especially if I'm in melee.
I hear you, but in my head, like I hear where you're coming from, but in my head, I'm not rectifying it. So
Oh, and some of the symbols explain that if they're missile-based troops, which have their own phase in combat, berserkers, which are the weird squiggly S thingy,
yeah.
have their own symbols, and the plain cross is people worthy of ransom.
Yep.
And then I think the bold indicates footmen armed with great spears. And so they
That
negate
makes sense because where
some
the
of
great
the
spears
some
are
of the
listed,
combat.
they are
They
bold.
negate the bonus of
Yeah, great spears do. Yeah, great spear cancels
negate
out
that
the
5/5
yeah.
mounted difference.
Yep. But a regular spear, which is what you're currently up against this round, it doesn't make as much difference. So Rev, when you're ready, make your roll, please.
Okay.
Sword +5 against my
That'll
11
be a
minus-
21.
Jesus Christ, I'm just not gonna pass. I failed actually. So yeah, make your damage roll. I guess it's kind of irrelevant, but go ahead and see how hard you smack this dude with your sword. And then
Well, my sword is only 66. So.
And this is your formation here. So once you're done with that, I'm rolling against a 19. Yep, that'll hurt him. Alright, rolling against a 19 to see how that formation fares. You succeeded, so they only lose 10%. How do I want to do this? Do it like this. I need like 5 dudes. Is that 5 or 4?
Oh, was that a second? Was that a second Chorrel I killed?
Amongst the group, yeah.
Okay. Did you remove the first Chorrel that I killed from that group?
I am removing him now.
Okay.
And then I need you to make your follower's fate roll, which is your battle skill.
Yeah, and it specifically notes under the first charge that counts as the first round of battle.
Yep.
I thought for a second I had a critical, but that's just a success.
Yep. So you only lose 10% of your people too, which is now at still 7. So 3. Or no, that's 6, isn't it? Yep, 6, and then 1 dead. I'm just gonna delete them. And then these guys here are gonna go back here to the medical tent.
You only took out 5, so shouldn't one of those 6 go back in my formation?
You lose 7 total. I grabbed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So,
Okay.
and then 1 is dead. So that takes you down to 71 minus 7 is 64.
Oh.
Alright, Sir Dallin.
Swinging a sword against an 11.
Yes. Your skill is 11?
Yes.
Okay.
That's before modifiers, so I still pass.
Yeah. I'm rolling against a 6. I failed. So go ahead, make your sword
Okay.
damage.
I think I never bothered to increase my strength, so I think I'm still rolling at 46.
Well, they've only got 1 armor and 6 shields, so... And this shield doesn't count because you defeated their skill rolls. Go ahead and make a full 46 roll. And not the damage amounts, because the tables don't show hit points. You do like 17 points of damage, you pretty much basically eviscerate this dude. I'm gonna make a battle roll for those 2 formations directly in front of you. First one.
I thought 17 wasn't enough to kill a Chorrel.
Ooh, that is a critical.
It's a basic peasant footman.
On a critical success, no losses and 1 foe per 5 followers captured. So some of your guys actually get captured by this formation right here that I'm lighting up. This
So
group.
how many yeah, so
That's the other thing.
how
So
many count the people in their unit,
it's 50. Well, I took some
divide
out.
by 5.
Yeah, I took some out, so give me a second here. It should have only been 10%, so they should be at 45, which is 9. And it's
You
like
take
1
9
per...
of my people and put them on their side, behind the lines.
Yeah, there we go. That makes sense. How many did I just grab here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I think that's 9 right there. I'll double check in a second. I'm gonna actually put them up here. Double check. It looks like 9. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
My eyes aren't
Yeah.
great at looking at the certain colors. I can't see the
Yeah, I was
shades
actually
of blue properly.
I was actually counting swords, and it does look like 9. 3, 4, 5,
Okay.
6, 7, 8, 9.
It is
And
9.
and they're up on the ledge. Now you roll your. Oh no, I got
Battle
roll.
roll
I got
against a
no.
10.
I got another formation. I got to roll first. Sorry, because
Mhm.
I'm rolling the 2 that are directly in front of you. 10 is a success. So this other group, excuse me, loses. Oops. Loses 5. 4 wounded, 1 dead. All right, and now your battle roll, please. 5
I
sounds like a
pass.
success. You just lost 9 to being captured, so that takes you down to 45. Your 10% is now. I'm gonna round off to 5, so you're actually at 40 people in your formation right now.
So down to 40 people total.
Mm-hmm.
40 footmen.
Correct, 40. One of these
40
actually-
levied footmen, technically.
Yep. So those 1 dead, 4 wounded, and then that takes care of those 2 right there. All right, Sir Vidamar, roll your attack, please.
Let's see.
Sword +5.
So basically, this entire combat is self-attrition and then some minor modifiers in case we decide to run away early. And that's about it.
There's a few other things that are included. Actually, when I read through it, it actually is kind of cool the way it works, but it also can get a little bit tedious, which is, we're at just over an hour in since the restart. Are you going to roll some dice there, Vidamar? What are you waiting for?
Yeah, I will.
Oh, I gotta roll some dice too. Ooh, that's a success, but I might get better. I mean, I'm rolling against a 6. I failed. God damn it. Make your attack or your damage roll.
It's still mounted, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Alright.
Yeah, but you don't get
It's not your horse damage. It's your personal damage.
Yeah, you're not charging, so it's your sword damage.
I think
Why?
I'm the only one. I think I'm the only one with 66 damage as a person.
Actually,
I think
You
Vidamar-
might have
oh,
5d6.
I am 66
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
for this one. Yeah. So
Okay, so
whatever
you're
I just
good.
rolled.
24. They took like 23 damage. All right.
Yeah,
and
we all
then-
know I put all my skill points in
Wait, so
charisma.
that-
Yeah.
Wait, so the person that we're fighting ourselves, right? Or I guess a bit confused.
You
why
basically
we're
you're fighting a squad, basically, as the head of your own squad.
Yeah.
So you are seeing how well you smack them, and then you toss a couple people for your personal aspect, and then each of them we're rolling attrition on both sides for
So
how
we're not,
well our
we're not
footmen
really
fight each
getting
other.
individual kills, are we?
No.
We as knights are thinning them out a little bit, but in general they're rolling 10 or 50% attrition on both sides.
Okay.
Yeah. So this isn't a very good visual representation of what's going on, because what's really going on.
Mostly it's our
is-
battle rolls that matter. I don't think
Yeah.
us rolling melee does much.
What it's doing is
Other
it,
than
figure out.
so what it is, so the melee rolls that you guys are doing, like your individual skill rolls for like sword or whatever, is there's the chance of you taking injury or even dying in the fight, and that's what the individual melee phase is. And then you have the phase that resolves how many of your followers are beat down, killed, captured, whatever, or if your formation breaks. That's part of the battle itself as well. I need your battle roll for Sir Vidamar, please.
Alright. That's just 15.
Success. So
Fine.
you only lose 10. You are going to lose 8. So 81 minus 8 is 73.
Why 81? Wait, what?
You are at 81 right now.
Oh, yeah, you took... No...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah, okay,
6,
never mind,
7,
I'm doing my
8,
math
all
wrong.
but 1. There we go. And
So...
2 of these guys are going to bite it.
So 3 dead?
Nope,
No,
just
I
2 of them
guess.
are dead. I'm about to delete them. These guys are injured.
Which is what, 6?
Something like that, yeah.
6.
And then so all of those formations are done. Sir Garrett is going to be rolling against the 2 formations in the back. Sir Garrett has a sword of where's your sword skill at? Damn it, 16. Alright, so I need basically don't roll shitty. So he succeeded. He succeeded better. And he has, how much damage does he do? 5. He does like 10 points of damage to somebody because they have their shield up. And then his battle skill is 12. Oh, fuck me. Do I do it for the narrative drama? Holy shit, that just happened, or do I use the reroll token? I know Ro knows what just happened because Ro read the rules.
I didn't see what numbers you rolled. I just see you have a 20.
Yeah, I rolled a 20 for Sir Gareth's battle roll. I'm gonna reroll that shit and use my last reroll token. Can't have Sir Gareth fucking his own formation bolting on him. Alright, what is he at? So 64, he lost 10% of that. 64 minus 6 is 58. So now I lose 6 more. Kill that one. Grab this guy, plus...
4.
that one.
And is that in your injured?
Yep, that is his injured. And now rolling against a 19. For the one formation, that is a 10% loss. Fine, I'll just delete that other one. And another 19. Also 10% loss. Whatever. Okay. That's that. Now. Melee combat track player. Update round back to the start. Alright, this is the start of round 3. First things first. Everybody's still mounted with their units. So I need a 3d6 roll first. Or wait, hold that thought. I may have skipped a step. Never mind. I'm right, I think. We double check my notes. My notes say melee events 3d6. So starting with Sir Everhart, 3d6 for you, please. Roll the 14. Take note. The enemy battalion is outnumbered. Regardless of what you see on the board, you have a +5 modifier for follower fates. So actually, you have a +5 for your battle roll and your follower's fate roll. Did we skip the battle roll? Oh, never mind. You guys make battle at this point for the rest of the fight.
We don't make the rolls, those types of rolls, because we're not the unit commanders.
Yeah,
at the top.
the only time you would do that is if for some reason your knight was by himself.
Yeah.
Which is...
We're basically under the direction of our Earl, so we're still fighting.
Yep.
But we're rolling our individual unit fates.
Yeah, so your follower's fate will be at a +5. So go ahead and make your... I think I can do each of you like individually if I do this right. So starting with Rev, with his +5 on his follower's fate, first things first is your melee attack. Before I do that, let me roll the d10 to see what you're fighting. Where is it? Right here.
Mic check, can you all hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, I had to move my microphone around, sorry.
Alright, you are now fighting a Hearthgonaut. This is a professional warrior bodyguard, has a Thane or Berserker among them as their leader, blah blah blah. He has an axe and a bow. He will be using his axe, and he has a shield. He has better armor.
So this is essentially the leader of this squad?
You could look at it like that, yeah. Either the leader of that formation, or perhaps one of the lieutenants or sergeants, perhaps. Rolling against a 13.
I was gonna say, of that small of a formation, it probably would just be a sergeant. But anyway.
Yeah, probably.
So, I am going to call on my inspiration of Hate Saxons, since I also got the bonus for my people. What I was wanting to know is, does the inspiration count for just my combat roll, or does it count for my followers as well?
I will allow it for your combat, but not for your battle. No, hold on.
Because I was thinking, especially in conjunction with my orate, like I'm saying inspiring words to drive my men to
Yeah,
fervor
I
against
see. I see that. I'm trying to think actually because I'm also thinking because of how the battle individual turns are basically 30 minutes of combat, where more or less there's a few minutes of intense combat, and then there's like 20 minutes of breaking off and then regrouping and making another charge. Not a charge, but another push.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that maybe the inspiration doesn't last more than the individual round, but you would have it for the entire round. So any rolls you make, so for instance, your melee attack, your battle rolls, etc., etc. But the next round, you would have to choose another inspiration or passion.
I don't like that.
I know you don't like it. I'm not sure if I like it either, but I think that fits the tone of what this fight is. Or you can use it for your melee, but it won't necessarily help you with your battle.
Okay, I'd rather have it help with my melee. I think under the circumstances, I already have an advantage for. I thought you said we weren't making battle rolls, just follower rolls.
Well, you use your battle skill for the follower results.
Right, right.
And then you would have, if you were on your own, you would also use your battle roll before your melee, and then you do another battle for your follower's fate.
Okay. So, do you really want me to roll? I want to see if I get a critical.
Yeah, I mean,
let me roll my
you
hate
should.
section.
Yeah, roll your 8 Saxons. If you roll a 20, it's a critical. Okay, you just normal success. So you have a plus 10 for normal success.
That's what I thought.
I'm double checking. I'm so glad I have this up here. Standard passion rolls on a success, inspired, which gives you. Where is inspired? Inspired on a success gives you plus 10.
Okay.
Which now takes your sword up to like 81 or something, I think.
So it's 16 plus 10 plus 5. So it makes my
31.
sword skill 31.
Yeah. And I will be rolling against an 8.
I unfortunately was sharpening a knife earlier, and a little cup that was sitting beside my chair that I thought was water was mineral oil, and I am in distress right now.
You'll live, I think.
No, that's like something that can seriously wreck your liver and kidneys.
Well, maybe sniff before you drink. I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. Make your attack roll, please.
Mineral oil, not spirits. There's a difference.
No. I know. I'm just saying. I would think mineral oil would smell different than water. Make your attack roll, please.
Okay.
Alright. Well, you still succeeded. He has his shield up, so when your sword hits him, you managed, whatever this line of Saxons looks like, you managed to bonk him pretty good on the shield, but it's still going to hurt him, so go ahead and make your damage roll. Although the damage roll is almost a moot point, to be totally honest.
I was debating whether or not can I retcon that as the axe since it's the same skill?
It's a sword. You already declared sword.
Alright, fine.
And then once you get that done, go ahead and make your battle roll to determine follower fate. I'm going to go ahead and roll mine right quick against a 19 for that formation directly in front of you.
25 damage?
I see that. So this group is at...
Technically you can eat mineral oil, but it counts as a laxative, and if you breathe it in, you should go hack it out.
Well, I've already been rinsing my mouth out, like off my like, and not swallowing, just spitting it out.
Yeah.
So what was the individual that I was facing?
It was a Hearthgnot that just took about 13, about 12 points of damage. So he's got some ringing in his ears at the moment as the horses and hooves and whatnot clash around him. When you're ready, I do need your battle skill roll, which I believe your battle was a 12? Or was it 13? Okay.
No, I got a 12, and I was like, is that a critical?
Yeah, that's what it was. Ooh.
Roll.
Yes.
Easy choice.
Yeah.
I couldn't have gotten that on the Hate Saxons.
4. All right, so your formation loses 6 individuals.
Oh wait, that 20 would actually be +5.
For what? On
So-
for your Saxon?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So it wouldn't be wouldn't be a fumble. It'd be a 25.
Yeah. No, it's no. That's why I said when you rolled your passion roll for hatred of Saxons, I said if you rolled a 20, it would be a critical because of the way everything works out. Sir Dallin, you are facing a Hearthgonaut. Make your attack roll, please. They have I'll be rolling against an 8.
So 12 points damage, you said?
Something like that, yeah. I failed. Fuck. I can't fucking hurt you guys. Which is probably a good thing.
Yeah. Considering previous weeks.
Yeah.
And considering that
I see, man.
I guess it's essential oils that you're not supposed to ingest because they can cause renal failure.
You don't need your kidneys.
Okay. Every time I alt tab to scroll through my PDF to look at exact details, it moves my camera around.
Oh,
So
I
maybe
know,
figure out where I
because
left it.
yeah, I don't know why it does that. You would think if TTS isn't your active window,
I
it shouldn't-
passed my sword check.
I failed, so go ahead and make your damage roll. While you're making that damage roll for shits and giggles to see how hard. Well, that actually
See if
didn't
there's-
really. You poked
See
him.
if there's a setting where you can change your tabletop simulator to windowed. It's probably set for borderless or full screen where it always thinks you have it up.
Yeah, it could be something like that. Yeah. All right,
I passed my
and
battle check.
okay, so you lose 4 people. That's gonna take you down to 36 footmen.
With
1,
3 of them being injured.
Yeah, 2, 3. Right here. And then 1 being killed.
Footmen.
And then
And I now have 12 injured. How many did I start with?
You started
remember?
with 54.
Okay, thanks.
Uh-huh. And then, did I kill him? 1, 2, 6, 7. Oops. Damn it. There we go. Okay, and then, so that's both the formations directly in front of you as well as your formation.
I didn't roll a d6 to see how long my passion lasts.
Yeah. There you go. Last 4. Well, 3 now.
You're not the boss of me.
Actually, I am. It's called Game Master. Talus, you're up fighting a Hearthgonaut. Make your attack roll, please. I'm rolling against an 8.
Fuck.
That's okay. We both failed. No, I succeeded.
Yeah,
Barely.
No.
I barely succeeded. Let me see what this Hearthgonaut does. It does 5d6. 5d6 damage. Remember, you have your armor, but you don't get your shield because you failed. 19 minus... Fuck, what is your guys' armor? 10? Yeah, it is actually 10. So, you take a 9-point wound. What's your knockdown?
Does that count on horse?
Yes.
Wait, how did he
14.
fail with? How did he fail with a +5?
That is a good question. What is your sword skill?
My sword skill is 16.
Yeah, you didn't fail. You passed. Never mind. Roll your
Oh,
damage.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
disregard all that.
God.
Good call. I totally spaced that one.
Uh,
I definitely got excited. I was like, ooh, I get to hurt a player character.
It always seems to be me that you want to hurt. Oof.
Yeah, you really enjoy hurting your son, don't you?
Yeah.
Hey, look at
Yeah.
it this way. We could be playing the slightly more in-depth version of every time we have a battle round, we could go into in-depth individual combat every time for each person. Because that's in there too.
There is that option for various things. Yes. 10%.
I would much rather do one roll each just to see if we get smacked around some.
Yeah. Talos, when you're ready, I need you to make your battle roll, please, for your formation.
Ooh, let's do a battle like this, but with skirmish rules.
Okay, I'm gonna use a
Don't make me hurt you, Rev.
what's it called?
Passion?
Yeah.
Well, keep in
use
mind, hold on,
passion.
before you do that, you have a +5 bonus for the round. For the battle. So what's your battle skill?
Oh, then I'm complete 20. It's gonna be 20 if it's a +5. I have 15.
Okay, yeah. Battle
Never mind.
15? What
Yeah,
were
I
you
have
worried
battle
about?
15.
He dumped
Nothing.
he dumped all of his points into battle after your warning.
I think
Yeah,
he
I think
he
I
definitely
did.
did put a bunch in there. A bit more than I thought he
So-
would.
Are we gonna take a break at the end of this round?
We can if you need one, yes.
I
Yeah.
just I kind of need to go to the bathroom, and I can go in the middle of someone else's turn. But I thought if I need to go, probably other people do too.
Yeah. So 1,
Or
2,
joke's on you, I already went.
3.
Wait, so I lost.
Well,
how many
you can
died
go
this round?
puke yourself,
5.
but it's not gonna. If you took a single sip, you're not gonna be that hard up. Now, if you had like metal shavings in there, that'd be a separate problem.
No. See, actually, because it's
7, Talos.
We're,
7 died.
No. 2 died, 7 injured.
7 injured.
And then who's the reroll is this? Is this Rev's?
Wait,
probably.
What's the matter,
I
Talos?
have.
injured is +7 or not?
No,
plus
+5. 5 injured,
Plus
2
5.
killed.
2 kill. Okay.
And then did I do 3, 6, 7? Okay, yeah, I did. Okay. And then alright, so that's your group. Now for Sir Gareth, who has a sword of 16, I think. Am I right? Yes. Sword 16, +5 is 21. It's a 4 versus the axe of 8. That's a fail. He does some damages. He did some damages, and then his battle skill is 12. 19. That's a failure, but not a fumble. 50% losses, and the survivors retreat. Shit. I'm out of rerolls, too. Alright, so 50% of Garrett's remaining forces. What's 50% of 58? That is... Why am I even asking? I have a calculator. 58 divided
Wait, is
by
that
2.
a
29.
failure or a fumble?
Failure. Thank God. Alright, so
29.
29. And of those 29... Well, no, 10% are killed. So that's 6 killed. 25% are wounded. So that's 3 wounded. And 15%... No, I did that wrong. Fuck me. 6. So that's gonna be 12. 18 are wounded. No, 15 are wounded. There we go. 15 are wounded. And then 15%, basically whatever, 8 are captured. And the rest are fleeing. Okay. So 6 are dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 15 are wounded. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14. And then what? One more? Yep, one more. Is wounded. And then 8 are captured. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, 8. captured. And then the rest are retreating. Fuck me. What does it say about units in retreat? I feel like there's got to be something.
They, I think, are disengaged.
Disengaged units. If a unit is disengaged, each member of that unit may perform the following actions: retreat. Find your unit. Engage enemy. Fight. Surrender. Flight. I choose fleeing battle.
Units are not required to retreat when their battalion does, but is recommended.
I'm sorry. What was? Read that one more time. And where did you find that?
So, page 243.
Uh-huh.
Retreat indicates an orderly withdrawal of forces from the battlefield, blah, blah, blah. Note that battalions can only be forced to retreat on a roll of trip 5s or trip 2s. On the melee events table, units are not required to retreat when their battalion does, but it is recommended. If they do not, they suffer a -5 because the unit is isolated. Retreats are treated as a normal part of battle. Units in retreat are likely to rally again and re-enter the battle, possibly on the action of their commanders.
So,
Yeah, the commanders can do things to try to bring them back in.
yeah, that's what
but
I'm.
by
That's,
default, they kind of. So, are we? So, what did he roll? Did he roll trip 2s?
no, he rolled failed his battle for follower's fate. So it's 50%. Oh, what the hell does it say?
Oh, then that's his unit retreats.
Yeah. It's just his unit is. So the survivors retreat from the field. I'm trying to figure out what to do with Sir Garrett and his own knights.
So,
which I think
his survivors get dropped in the backfield the same way the wounded do, and they don't come back unless they're rallied.
Yeah.
Which he could turn around and try to rally them like we could.
Yeah.
But if you would probably want to check for his knights to see if they stick with him anyways.
And I don't. I'm just. Yeah. How many? I got 11 of these fuckers. God damn it. Okay. I'm just gonna make a basic target number of 15. See how many 15 and under there are. That sounded bad.
Yeah, I would say roll them like bravery checks or something for basic bravery and see how they stand there.
Yeah. So
Or, excuse me,
it
basic
looks
valor.
like actually it looks like one takes off with the unit. So I'm
That's
actually
not bad.
I'm actually gonna
So he technically still has a unit, but now they're
severely severely outnumbered or undernumbered. But he can.
Well, the thing is, he starts losing knights.
Yeah, that's the problem. But he
He
can also.
he can choose to retreat his unit next turn.
Yeah, and I think.
And then, what he'll do is he'll retreat, try to rally, and come back.
Yeah, I think that's what he'll end up doing.
That whole situation does not look good at all. I'm just gonna say.
No, it definitely
Well,
looks like the one
they got
side of
wailed on nasty.
Yeah.
Well, and probably what happened is, one of those other Saxon units probably came up front and just smacked him real good.
Yeah, I think that's what it's gonna look like. Is since there's no other unit right here, these guys definitely got up and maybe
and charged in and
pushed in
up.
really hard, and then they were reinforced by this other group, which on the ground looked like a whole mega fuck ton of people came in, which is why they took such heavy losses. Which is actually kind of cool when you think about it. When you integrate various individual results of the dice with what you have on the board, you actually kind of start telling a unique story for this fight. Because right now it looks pretty good over in this area, but over on your guys' flank, it's not starting to look good. It's like this particular section.
Well, and we're only we're only in one battalion, so
yeah.
the Earl, I think, is what, on the right flank? Or
on
the left?
Well, you guys are all in the center with the Earl.
Yeah, so we're all in the center, so it's a portion of the center falling in.
Yeah, which could be reinforced by. Go ahead, Talos. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I was gonna say earlier, it's like he fucked up a bunch, and they're like, "Oh, let's get revenge." So 2 squadrons just came your way.
Could be. Let me pose this to the table. If we take a break now, we'll take 5 to 10 minutes or whatever, and then we have about a half hour left for the evening. So what I recommend is either A, we go ahead and start wrapping here, save it from this point, and come back next session, resume the battle. Or we can try to do one more turn and then wrap it. But I know there was at least one call for using the restroom, so I don't know if that's a good idea or not.
I mean, I kind of need a bathroom, but if we're gonna do more fighting, can we have an individual battle with like the three of us fighting, an appropriate number of individual combatants, like 3 normal dudes? I think that would be fun.
Um,
And technically, that would also net us extra glory and is an option since we skipped that option in all the previous battle rounds we just did. Because technically, we have the option for electing for individual combat in every battle round, and we've skipped those. If we don't do it, we miss out on the glory of the individual fights.
Oh, trust me, there's plenty of glory coming, not just from this battle, but for the rest of events planned for the year.
Mhm.
I hear you, though.
Okay, then no worries.
I hear you, though. So just for...
Don't shut off your car alarm.
It's not me, it's the fucking neighbor, and every now and again they do this shit.
Why?
So again, let me
Because
put it...
people are dumb.
Yeah, really. So, to put it to the table, do we want to do another round as we have been, or shall we go ahead and just wrap here based on restroom needs and time remaining for the evening?
I'm leaning. If you don't want to take a restroom break and then come back and do another round of combat and then call it, I say just wrap here.
Okay.
Oh, I'm happy to come back. Like I'm still awake. So.
Right. Well, the
yeah,
problem
I
is we take that 10 minutes and we've got only yeah, because that's what I'm looking at is we take the break and then we come back in about 10 minutes or so, and then it's kind of dicey as to how much time we have left for the evening. Which I know we can get a round or two of combat in, but is it worthwhile, or shall we just move on?
Well, seeing as the average number of rounds in a given battle epic is 8, and we're only on round 4, we have at least half a battle to go.
Oh yeah.
I'm okay with wrapping early because I've still got a backyard full of storm debris to deal with in 100-degree weather.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah. That storm that went through. Kind of
Okay,
off top. Go ahead.
Rev,
I'm sorry. Yeah,
you
go ahead,
can move out here with me. It actually cools off in the evening. It's not 100 in the middle of the night here. It's actually like 65 in the middle of the night in the summer.
You're in the you're not in the Midwest. You're East Coast.
I'm in the Carolinas. It actually cools off in the evening. That's what I hated about living in Houston, because
Rodamps,
it doesn't cool off.
Yeah.
It doesn't. And we're under a heat advisory right now.
Oh my god.
Ew.
And they're in the humid part of Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's familiar
I
with
used to
Houston.
live in Houston for a good 5-6 years.
Yeah,
so I know.
we had a storm of straight line winds come through Rodamps, and I've been
We
we
caught
got
the other end of that storm here in the Carolinas, so I feel you.
well, it went north south, so I'm curious how you got it. But anyway,
Well, we got our own version. It flickered a whole bunch of power for a bunch of people.
Anyway, we were without power for about every third house had at least one tree go down with lots of limbs in people's yards, and we actually had two parts of trees come down on the power line in our backyard, and then a great big oak come down from our neighbor's house into our front yard.
Oof.
And the fun part was when on the phone they told me, hey, if it landed in your yard, it's your problem.
That's
Okay.
actually how it works under house insurance.
I'm going to interject for the moment because it looks like we are going to wrap for the night. Any objections?
No.
No.
Okay.
Nah,
I guess.
we can come back and chit chat.
Yeah. So real quick, let's go ahead and do our outros because I know Rodance has a bladder that's about to explode. We'll start with Ro. Thoughts for tonight and closing thoughts for the stream.
I'm kind of sad that they don't have a nice cheat sheet for something that's basic step-by-step rolls.
Yeah.
It's like, seriously, why is there not a cheat sheet in the back of the book saying Cliff Notes?
That actually would be kind of cool, especially if it had like a format, not necessarily like a character sheet, but just like a quick little, write this number here, write this number there.
It's a simple little flow
Yeah.
chart, man. It's not
Yeah.
that hard.
It really is. It really is easy. I'm enjoying this battle a lot. The system itself, obviously, it's a little clunky right now because it's our first time and everything. But having looked through it, was kind of looking forward to the fight tonight just to see how this whole battle system works. So hopefully, you guys are enjoying it as well. I know it's a little rough.
I take it. Are these battles something we're going to see often in the campaign?
From what I do know of what's ahead, yes, there will be more battles. I can't tell you how often or how extensive they are. I do know from campaigns that I've watched and the little bits that I've looked ahead in the Great Campaign book, there will be more fights of this magnitude or larger.
Yeah, we're gonna need to sit down and make a flow chart because doing the 12-page flippy back and forth is just
yeah, no, it's annoying, but yeah. Anything else, Ro?
Okay.
I know your bladder's about to burst.
Nah, I'm good.
Okay. All right. Rev, thoughts for tonight? Closing thoughts in general?
My bone to pick is rather than a little bit of rules lawyering, I'm a little disappointed because in medieval combat, armored mounted warriors were a huge force multiplier, and it feels like they're just sitting there doing nothing.
You're talking about the House Knights that at the moment really haven't accomplished shit tonight.
Yeah.
I hear you. I don't know. I haven't seen anything in the rules that specifically addresses that. And that's kind of like, I was thinking about this, is like, wow, so like obviously the player characters, it means something for them to be on the field. But what about the House Knights? The Foot Knight or the Footmen, that's the bulk of your fighting force no matter who you are. But your House Knights, they don't really do anything unless you try to make them subordinate leaders, but you guys are already more or less at the bottom of the food chain as far as that goes.
Right. Well, since this is since we're dealing with a mix of history and fantasy, and this is more based off of Norman daydreams.
Norman daydreams. Nice.
Norman tactics essentially had the footmen acting essentially as a not a placeholder. I just forgot the term, but essentially they would
anchor
lock the enemy. They would lock the enemy formation in place to act as either, depending on another tactic, another version of it's called the hammer and anvil. They would essentially act as the anvil.
Yeah.
They were holding force. That's term. They're the holding force that locks the enemy line into place, while the knights do something typically flanky or breaking through the middle in a singular group.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about, and we definitely see that in the later medieval ages too, historically speaking. But yeah, normally your footmen would be your main fighting force, getting in there literally knife fighting range with the opponent, while your flankers, in this case our mounted knights, would be doing the cavalry charge / flanking maneuvers. And again, as always, this
I'm
what
back.
we see on welcome back, as you see on the table, this is more of an abstract visual representation of the fighting, not anything specific as to what's actually going on, because what would actually be going on is your formations after that first charge would have been broken up and splintered into their formations, and it wouldn't be nice and neat and orderly. That's kind of a splitting hair thing.
And unless we were idiots, we would stick all of our knights together to form a giant wedge and punch through and then attack from behind while our infantry is attacking from the front.
Exactly. But
unfortunately, this is an RTS, so it's rather difficult to replicate that.
Yeah, and we're working with the rules that we have, and we don't have the in-depth understanding. And I think we've got at least I think I have a decent understanding of it. There's obviously some parts that I'm not following along that others are picking up faster, or vice versa. And that's just normal with any sort of chunk of information that you're trying to digest.
What would be interesting, and this is just thinking.
Did his mic just cut out all of a sudden? It sounded like it did. Rev, I think your mic just died. That's unfortunate. Or maybe not.
What would be super interesting, my headset died right in the middle of my set.
That's exactly what happened.
But no, what would be really interesting for not necessarily this campaign or anything, but as just a campaign idea, is if someone took the Pendragon formula, and then for the battles, like the big battles, rather than using this here, take a game like Total War Medieval, and use the custom customize your sides, and then have the DM control the Saxon.
Yeah, I hear you. I see where you're going, and that's definitely not necessarily something we can look at for this group. But definitely something. It's actually a really cool idea, because I've had similar ideas like that before.
Yeah, just thinking aloud.
Yeah, absolutely. Talus, closing thoughts from you? Thoughts about this session in particular so far?
I'm doing better than I thought. That's it. Other than, you know, the reroll for the fumble that almost screwed me over. But
How about the 2 fumbles that I had back in round 1 and in
Yeah.
round 2, and then in round 3, a fucking failure that causes my force to fucking drop out. Oh my god!
I just want to say, when you're rolling them, you're a crit storm. When you're rolling us, you're a fumble king.
Yeah. Jesus Christ! I mean, at least Gareth has an heir. That's all I can say because I don't know how much longer he's gonna last. At this point.
Oh gosh. Am I gonna be the freaking like guardian for like 2 separate
Oh,
in-law heirs?
You know what? You run with that thought. I want you to take that thought. I want you to wrap it first in tissue paper and then put it in a little shopping bag and then put that inside a suitcase and put that suitcase inside a duffel bag and put that duffel bag in a lockbox and bury that lockbox and then surround the hole with concrete because in about 5 years it will no longer be the Uther era. And that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say.
Wait. Oh, fuck.
We call that foreshadowing. And also attempting to really mentally fuck with your players.
God, my children won't be old enough to be knights by then.
Well.
Can we at least pretend to be stable for like another 15 years until our children grow up?
Have you met King Uther? Stable is not a word I would use on that guy. Fiery, hot-tempered, red-headed bastard, I would. Anyway, anything else, Talus?
Freaking Merlin.
I love how you put it back on Merlin.
I don't got anything else.
All right.
I'm blaming Merlin.
Go for it. Blame him. All right, my friends. We are going to wrap a little bit early tonight just because of how the evening went. We got a slightly later than normal start, and then we had a power flicker basically in the middle of intros, and then it took us a little bit to get going. But when we return next week, hey, Dragon Man, thanks for stopping by right as we end things. Sorry, bro. Join us again next Tuesday as we continue the Battle of Lindsay. The year 490 AD, which has all sorts of information, or not information, but a lot of stuff going on this year. So it's going to be one of those years where it just almost seems like it never ends. And the next thing you know, we'll be doing spreadsheets again. But anyway.
No.
It was the year that never ends.
Oh, God, don't start, please. It doesn't end. Join us again tomorrow night. Second Star, a Traveler 2300 AD role-playing experience. Our characters are currently in the Neubayern system on Nibelungen, and they've got some stuff to take care of before they continue on with the rest of their journey to Beowulf. Join us tomorrow to see what it is that they get after. And then Sunday evening, week 1 of 2 for our postseason playoffs, leading up to finding out who will be competing and ultimately collecting and holding on to the Trinity Cup for the Greyland Trios League. Only one way to find out, and that's to stick around and watch. But that is it for us tonight. Again, a little bit early finish up, but just the way things worked out tonight, this seemed like the best way to go, at least in my mind, and nobody disagreed with me terribly much. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here, because otherwise, if I could just stick around, I'm going to start rambling, and it won't make any sense. Have a good night, my friends. We'll see you again tomorrow. Stay safe.